Right then, just going through the grade 11 IT test. Be quite quick. Alright, so you go through, you understand that you got the albums.txt, it's just got the name of the different albums, and then it's got a whole bunch of songs. Each song is in a different album of Gorillaz. So if we take a look down, we go to Music Man, and we'll ask you the question. It talks you about this is roughly about it. You would see that already this class called Song has been created for you, and that is detailed there. Now, album is what we need to create. It says create a class as in the album diagram above. So if we now want to start doing that, we'll go right click new Java class, and on the package it makes life easier, and we are going to call this album, preferably spelled correctly. Alright, so when you create that class called album, you then need to create your fields, and you'll notice that all your fields have a negative sign in front of it, which means it is private. So negative sign means it's private. We've got a string title, an array of songs, size 500. So private string title, semicolon, private, and we've got array of field song. It's going to be size songs as equal to new song size 500. So we've declared the array there. The next step that we're going to do after we've created an array, we're going to create a counter into num songs semicolon. We can initialize it to 0 here. If you don't initialize it to 0 here, you must remember to initialize it to 0 inside your method, both methods that you've got here. So we're now going to create a constructor. It asks me to create two constructors. It asks me to create one with default, which would literally just be the default here, so in which case you'd be expected to initialize your title to blank. You don't need to initialize the songs because the number of songs is set to 0, so it means that there's nothing in there at the moment. And the next one it asks me to create is it asks me to create a constructor which would receive the string title through it. Yes, the next one it says asks me to create getters and setters for title and num songs. Title and num songs, and only requires a setter for title. But yeah. So getters and setters for title and num songs. I'm just going to then delete the setter for num songs. You don't have to delete it though. That was just because I felt like it. Alright, so then we've got that, and the next thing it's going to ask me to do is it says for a toString. I didn't ask you to modify this toString, often we would, so you can literally just go and create the toString and leave it as it stands. There's nothing asked about changing the way it looks, so you don't have to. So the next question, it says create the class album as given in the above diagram. Done that. Create a method called add song which will receive the title and the length of the song and add it to the array and increment num songs. So public void add song, it is going to receive the title and it's going to receive the length of the song. That's not how you spell length. And then when you've done that, you're going to add it to the array. So just a little. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and we're going to say from the songs array position num songs, and we are then going to go is equal to new song, and we're going to send through the title and the length. We're then going to increment num songs plus plus semicolon. That's that question done. So, and that's for 4 marks. Happy birthday. Alright, so now the next question says in the artist, now we've got to write code to create a class called artist. So let's go and get this right. So when we go here to our Music Man, we are going to go to create a new one, and we're going to call it artist band or whatever. Java class, what did I actually call it? I asked you to call it artist, I think. Write a class called artist. Okay. So we create a class called artist, and inside the artist class I asked you to create an array, a string name or label name of the artist or band. So private string a name or band or artist, whatever. You guys can choose. I don't care about the name too much. Okay, the next question, it says here an array of the album of size 500. So private album array albums is equal to new album array, and it says size 500 semicolon, and then ask me to create a counter to keep track of it. So private int num albums is equal to 0 semicolon. Now I know here I didn't actually finish the sentence. I forgot to finish it. Now I continued on. For things like this, you might happen in any exams, even matric final exams, they sometimes have errors in them. You need to learn any teacher is not allowed to answer a question on a question paper. I will not start answering even earlier on and helping you with that. If there's an errata, there has to be an errata from above. I'm not going to make errata, so I want you to use to sort of using logic here. It's quite easy to keep track of what this should have been. These fields should only be accessible from this class. I already made them all private, that's perfect. Write code to create a constructor method that will read the contents from the file name should be given as a string parameter, and the constructor, the code should be a method, each line should result in one album being added. So it's a good idea to actually open albums.txt and take a look at what it's actually referring to. And what you'll notice in the albums.txt, sorry, I'm just losing it here. In albums.txt, you'll see it's just got the album names in it, so each line will just have a name title. That's it. So we're literally just going to go alt insert create a constructor, and in here we receive through a string containing the file name. So when we go to make the file name, I'm then going to say file name. I'm going to create a scanner based on that. So I'm going to file f is equal to new file, and I'm going to use string path name file name. So we'd use whatever comes through in the parameter as our file name. So in this case, albums.txt would come through. You don't declare it according to just what you think, because potentially the file name might change or things like that. So you create it so the file name will be received through the parameter, and you create it there. We're then going to create our scanner, and for our scanner, it's a java.util scanner. We're going to scan through our file. We're going to say .new scanner, and we are then going to say the file source f semicolon. We are then going to create our loop. Now, the reason why I've got the error is because I haven't added a try catch yet, so we can go surround block with try catch, or we could throw the exception and expect it to be handled later on. I'm just going to handle it right now, and hopefully not delete my curly brackets. So from there, we're now going to go sir, which is just that error print line, so we print it in red, and you'll notice the fact that error in constructor, and we'll then just print out the plus ex. So we'll print out the error message from there. We are now going to loop through my through the scanner. So while there's more content inside the actual text file, we're going to loop through that. And when we loop through that, we're then going to say if open brackets scf. No, I don't use to do any Fs. What am I doing? Okay, so we're going to do a string record. So we're going to get each record. We don't even need that. We know that each line is an album. So album is equal to album title, or no, album is equal to scf dot next line semicolon, and then right here we can actually just add it directly into the array and go okay, albums plural position num albums is equal to new album string title, which we'll put through there as being the album. Yeah, done. Sweet. Semicolon. And then we need to go num albums plus plus. So that's as easy as that required. You literally just loop through the text file, every single line. It's a new album for every single line, so you just add that in. That's album names. Done. Now the next one is the tricky one. The next question asks us, okay, so write a constructor albums.txt. Now it says write a method called getAlbum that will search for that album, return null if it doesn't exist, otherwise return the art of the album object. So that's quite easy. So we go, well, I suppose all relative. We're going to say here get album, so we're going to return a data type of album. We're going to say get album, open brackets, and we're going to receive through a title of the album. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to return null, meaning if I don't find it, I'm going to return null. So I'll just get rid of my red line. The line I don't like red underlines for as long as I can avoid them. Alright. So num albums, and also means that I know I've got some marks for making sure that I return null if I don't find it. But now I'm going to actually look for it. So I'm now going to say if albums position I dot get title dot equals, if that's not spelled equals, dot equals albums, nope, equals title. So if it's equal to the title, then we're going to return that album. So then we're going to return the album at that position. So albums position I, so then we'll return that whole entire object. That is that done. Now the next question states, close this. The next question says create a method called add songs that will read through the context of the songs.txt. The file name should be given as a parameter. It's a string parameter to add songs method. each line code should be a song was added to the album. Hint, get album and add song. Happy birthday. So public void add songs, string file name. So that'll get the name of the file where we're going to get the songs from. Okay, so now let's continue with that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a scanner, file f is equal to new file. And on that, we are then going to say string path name, file name, semicolon, enter. And then I'm going to say f, open brackets. So I just got a message. Let me just see if it's important. This music is also a bit crazy, but it's royalty free, so I can use it on YouTube. Lost my thing to pause it. That sucks. I found it. Alrighty then. So now, okay, I forgot what I was doing. For you guys, it hasn't been long. For me, it's been a bit talking and doing other stuff. What was I doing? Alright, so I've got a file name, and now I need to create my scanner, I'm guessing. So we're going to be scanning through now. Here we're going to be scanning through our songs thing. So let's take a look at our songs text file. So songs.txt. And you notice there it goes, the first thing it's got there, these are the albums. And it does say in the question paper, it does show you that. And then the next one is the song title, and then it's the time. So we've got the three different things. We've got the title and we've got the time. So here we're going to go now. We're going to scan through the file, scan SCF, is equal to new scanner, and then we're going to work through the file source. So we're then going to go while. Again, we need to make sure we surround the block by a try catch, or we need to throw it, or we need some form of handling it. So now we're going to, and you will not get the marks if you do not print out a logical error message, because trust me, you will make more mistakes if you start program just stops working. It doesn't tell you why. It's because it caught an error, but you told it not to say anything. You must say stuff. Error. And then when you've done that, you would then also print out the EX so you can get what the actual error message is, so not just where it occurs, but what the actual error message is. So now, after we've done that, we are then going to loop through our file. We're then going to sit there and we are going to, that was actually pretty close. I just call it next. Let's keep the name. I'm just going to use next line just to make sure I get the whole line there. And in this next, I'm going to go and I'm going to create a scanner from this. I'm going to create a scanner for SC records. I'm going to scan through the record now. Is equal to new scanner, and we are going to scan through the text file next. And this one we're going to use the delimiter hash character. I do it in one line, you guys don't have to do it in one line. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to, the first thing we're going to get is the actual album, so string album, semicolon, is equal to scr.next, semicolon, and then we're going to go string title of the song. So we can actually, I'm just going to say song, so I don't get confused between album title and song title. So then it's scr.next, and the last one that we got is we got the int length of the song. So we're going to say length is equal to scr.next int semicolon. Now what we want to do is we want to add a song to our album. Now here we're going to create a variable called song, so we'll call it temporary song, is equal to, now here we'll go get album. So we get album, song, so we bring the title of the song, no, we want the title of the album actually, so we want to get the album. So if we can find album in there, then, hello, semicolon. Now, I would like you guys to always be cautious. So in other words, if it returns null, so I would actually say if not null. If it does return null, just don't add that song because we have no idea what it belongs to. So that's what this would do, is it just wouldn't add it if it was null. Now, interestingly enough, incompatible types, song T, get album. Oh, hey, idiot. Album. Album. Did I call my class with a small album? No, I didn't. Album. Because I've got a string called album. My bad. Okay, so I'm sending through album, so I'm getting album and album confused here. Okay, so that's the title of the album. Yeah, so let me maybe rename this, let me call this title rather for the album. And then we can get that sort of song. Yeah. So now that we've got T as being our album, and I would check if it's not equal to null to make sure that you do actually have a song there. I don't remember how I worded it in the question paper. I've asked you guys, you should have to hint use get album add song, the album object to the song array. Each line of code should add a song to the appropriate album. File name should be given, should read through. So I would expect you guys to understand that you need to handle this. So there will be a marker awarded to the fact that you check that there is actually a song there, because that is an important thing to sort of to understand. So we're going to add song, and we're going to say title and length. Nope, we're going to use song and length. I should have really named these a bit better so I could make more sense of which was for which. Okay, but anyway, so it's not equal to null, and that would add the song to the title. And that's that question done. So that's for 9 marks. Now, just to show you mark allocation and how I would do this, I would take this across now. So I'm going to take my whole class artist. Sorry, I also need to take my album class across. So let's first do the album class. Control C. And I would create a Word document, a blank Word document, and I'm going to make this Korea New. Korea New, and we are then just going to Control V. Now inside that, we are going to, for the sake of me not making this so large, I'm going to take away the paragraph spacing. You don't have to know how to do what I'm doing here, but anyway. Ah, damn it. What was worse? Okay, 0. Yeah, so if we now look at the marks versus what's happening there, we've got question 1. Our whole entire creation of this album class is worth 10 marks. So normally what would happen is I would give you marks private, data type, and names. So I would give this whole section here 3 marks for the. So you'd get a mark for private. Now you see I would have lost the mark here because I didn't put private here, so this should have been private. So private, 1 mark for data types, 2nd mark for naming and names. I'm actually going to give the 2nd mark for data type. This will be plus names, and the 3rd mark would be for array size. Initializing. Okay, now in my album, I would have given you a mark for initializing and a mark for default. Same thing with here, a mark for that and a mark for giving it a value. So there should be 4 marks here. So far I've got 4, 7. So 7 out of the 10 marks I might. And then this would be your getters and setters for both of those. That would be worth 2 marks. Your getters and setters, and your toString would be worth another 2 marks. Okay, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 marks out of 10. Fail. Okay, so I'll make a toString with 1 mark. You don't need 2 marks for that because it's alt and set. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sweet, so that's the marks that you get given for that one. So now we've got to work on our next class. Our next class is going to be my artist class, and we're going to scroll through this. Oh, add song. The add song method is also worth marks, so I need to go through and add that. That's worth 4 marks. So I would have given you a mark for your title, a mark for putting it into the correct place, adding a new one, incrementing. So that's 4 marks right there. So method header, you put it into the correct location, you create a new instance of the object, and you increment your songs. That can be the 4 marks there. Now the next question is for your artist. So control, I don't want all imports. So artist, copy, artist, just to clear the difference between the two, and now we're going to work with the mark sheet here. So again, I've got here 4 marks for all of these sort of things, so I'm going to give you a mark for the array declaration, a mark for the size, a mark for the counter, and a mark for string band. Make life easy. Alright, then it says create a default constructor. This is now with 2 marks. So I'm going to give you 1 mark for receiving the file name, but only if you use the file name. The 2nd mark is for creating the file. The 3rd mark I'm going to make for looping through it. So I want 3 marks so far out of 8. Getting a whole line in, initializing new position, adding an increment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Okay. 7. Yo, this is happy birthday to you time. Ooh, and handling the exception 8. Okay, cool. So happy birthday to you on that. Oh, you only remember you only get the mark for handling the exception if you actually do put an error message in here. Okay, so now the next one is get album. Now here we've got to find out this is worth 5 marks. This is also going to be happy birthday time. Okay, so 1, receive a parameter. 2, that you return an album. Another mark if you actually will return null. Another mark if you will return the actual album. A mark for looping. I'm already on 5. Look at that. Okay, so what I would do is I would delete. I'll give you a mark for the full method header, because basically I've already given you a mark for returning the correct stuff anyway, and then I'll add a mark for the if statement. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. Cool. Now we'll go look at our add songs method. Our add songs method would loop through songs.txt. And we'll look through this. This is worth 9 marks. So again, I think we'll give 1 mark for the method heading, a mark for creating the file, a mark for looping through the file. So that's 3 marks so far. Getting the whole line, separating with the hash. Okay, you can do this other ways. So in other words, if you didn't do the whole next line, you just started separating the things, you'll get 2 marks for the idea of separation. So I'm not going to work with that, but I'm going to work with the mark for the delimiter and 2 marks for separating into different types. I'm then going to work on a mark for you getting the title, so getting the physical thing into a temporary one. There's going to be a mark allocated for checking that it's not null. There's going to be a mark allocating for adding a song to the correct position, and there's a mark allocated for the try with that there. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn it. Yeah. So get title. I want to mark for adding a song to there, and I'm going to what am I doing here? Okay. So now I should really take away that automatic update thing here. Alright, which mark I want to select. We separated it here, you're using a hash here, file name, you've already created files, you've already created these things. I'm going to get rid of the method heading mark, because the method heading will go with this, the fact that you was using the file name here, otherwise you won't get that mark there. Alright, I like it, so that's then 9 marks, done. So this is now your memo. Hope this would help you see how things are marked. Then I'll go through yours and I'll look at the mark allocation here, and I would then mark yours based on this. Okay, happy birthday. Well, at some point. Stop.